to FTC. Yeah. So, as you've seen in the video, there are typically, four parts to the first program. One is called the First Lego League Junior. The next is the First Lego League. Now, of course, they've been all clubbed together and it is called First Lego League, which in turn has got three different divisions. One is the Discover, the Explore, and the Challenge. So very young kids, as young as, 5 to 6 year olds, they participate in the First Lego League Discover. Then about 6 to 8 is when they start participating in the Explore Challenge, First Lego League Explore. And then finally, 9 to 16 is the age group when they start participating in the First Lego League Challenge. Now, as the name suggests, all these three, programs of the First Lego League, division, they're all based on Lego. So Lego is the key platform, and there is a very nice programmable brick that they keep, evolving. That becomes your, main kit. And then based on the challenge of the season, the teams are supposed to kind of, custom make their robots to solve as many major robot missions as possible. Very unfortunate that we in India do not have this program running anymore. It was right there till about 2020, but post that, some government regulations, some restrictions on the import of the Lego kits, and then overall the program delivery partners have not been trying to push this program. So there has been kind of a gap in this program. We are hoping and we're expecting that 2025 will be a better year when some of the program delivery partners like EduTech is there, or even there is India STEM Foundation. Probably they are going to try and push to revive the First Lego League program. So if that happens, certainly it's going to be a great boost and a great start for a lot of young kids to pick up, the first programs and robotics at a very, very early age. Next comes the First Tech Challenge. This is where, most of you are preparing to participate. This is primarily, for age groups of for grades between 7 to 12. And here there are, no Lego platforms. Here the entire platform is, completely different types of kits, and it is also open source. And finally, the highest level of the programs is where first robotics competition comes in. Here the teams are supposed to build, in fact, a robot which weighs about 55 to 60 kgs without the batteries. So it's pretty much an industrial size, huge robot, and the game is played on a basketball court. So it becomes very, very exciting when the two alliances of three teams each, they kind of play a match against each other. It's a very high speed, high energy 2.5 minute game, but it's a very, very thrilling experience. Coming to the first founder, Dean came in. He is the inventor of Segway, and then there are many other medical innovations to his name. But he's always been a great inventor and an entrepreneur. And his firm belief in science and technology is what has given birth to the program, which is called now First. So Dean has been very, very aggressive in promoting this. In fact, he considers First as one of his best inventions, best innovations. Nothing comes close to this. And for the last about 10, 12 years or more, he's been dedicating his entire his entire initiatives only towards promoting First in different countries, trying to make it as accessible as possible, and trying to increase its reach as much as possible. One of the amazing parts about First and Dean has been they've been very, very progressive. So if you notice, it's been like over 33 years since the first program was there. Though something which started as only for STEM, which means science, technology, engineering, and math, over the years, it has become a more inclusive program wherein they're trying to include the new age skills, 21st century skills, and also skills which are considered to be soft skills. So it is not necessarily only robotics and science and technology that we're talking about, but we're talking about a lot of teamwork. We are talking about a lot of operational, time management. We are talking about what kind of a tenacity as a skill that the teams have to build to overcome the challenges, And these have become the cornerstones of the entire FIRST programs. In his journey, Dr. Woody Flowers has played a major role. Dr. Woody Flowers was a mechanical engineer from the MIT. He had been the chairman emeritus for a very, very long time. Unfortunately, we lost, Dr. Woody Flowers in the year 2019 in October. But his contribution towards the entire FIRST program is probably no less than what Dean Kamen has done. And the entire philosophy of FIRST, in which the inclusivity part, which makes it such a holistic part, is completely Dr. Woody Flower's contribution. So there have been awards which are there in his name, which are dedicated to him. Now, what exactly is First Take Challenge? Obviously, this is again, just like any FIRST program, it is all based on a combination of sports and technology, because young children, young adults, everyone likes sports. So what Dean, Woody, and the team at FIRST realized is that anything that is made in the form of a sporting model will be taken up by the students very easily and will become very exciting. So as far as the First Take Challenge goes, you will have an arena which is like 12 feet by 12 feet in terms of the space. And then there is a boundary which is like 1 feet in height. And there is a tiled floor which will be there inside the 12 feet by 12 feet arena. These tiles are nothing but very similar to the yoga mats that you get, the rubberized ones, on which the robots will have to perform. Now, the robots are built from a reusable platform. Okay, this means that it could be some standard kits that are readily available off the shelf in most parts in the US, or you could build your own parts. So it is completely up to the team as to whether it wants to use some standard kits or it wants to build its entire robot from scratch. Now, why a little bit of emphasis on the kit is that these kits are being used for a very long time. They've been designed to suit the program and they become a little easy for any new team to start. That's why very often you will find that, many of the new teams or teams which are just a couple of years old, they will all be using some standard form of kits because it becomes easy for them to get started. But otherwise, there is no restriction as far as your mechanical parts go. And when I say mechanical parts, it means it could be your aluminum sections, which are either the tubes or maybe some bars, some rods, some kind of plates, anything. You're absolutely free to use whatever you wish to build the robot. Okay, so it is completely open source. It is all programmed by the Android technology. Now there is a specific controller that is now available, which is by Rev Robotics, another company which makes this kind of controllers. Now this is a constraint. That means to make sure that all the robots are standardized, the controller is common. So you cannot use any other controller other than the Rev Robotics controller. And along with the Rev Robotics controller, there is one more, an expansion hub, which is available, which gives you the freedom to add more input and the output, meaning add more motors to it and maybe more sensors to it. Okay. So this is overall how, the platform and, the technology is used. Programming, of course, is used either by Java or by, Google Blocks, or by any kind of block programming, or even by Python now. So as far as programming goes, teams are free to use whichever kind of language, whichever software they are comfortable with. There are no hard and fast or defined rules over here. Now, when we say a team, a lot of emphasis is laid on the mentors and the coaches, because finally, you are developing a robot, you're developing a whole system which is as good as your engineering project. This means, a school level team will find it a little difficult to completely do things on their own. And that's why the emphasis is a lot on the mentors and the coaches. Okay. So when we say team, a team will comprise of the mentors, coaches, and the students. Okay. The students obviously will be working on the entire, building the robots, building, the custom-made parts that they need, or building it from the, the standard parts that are available. Mentors play a crucial role in making sure that there is a great balance in the team in terms of dividing the group, a large group of students into smaller sub teams so that they can handle certain mechanisms, they can handle certain skills like either programming or maybe the electrical control systems or maybe the mechanical engineering, even doing a lot of CAD, which helps in design thinking. So mentors play a very, very crucial role, and they are the core fabric, of the entire team. So it's amazing to see how mentors will work very closely with the entire team to make sure that the team is able to give their best. And when I say the best, it is certainly not about winning. It is not certainly about, progressing to the next level, but it is about surmounting all the hurdles that the teams face. I think that's where the most crucial role of the mentors will come in. Now, as far as the awards go, a lot of awards are given as a part of the competition, and it's very well divided into different kind of subsections. So we'll come to that a little later. But yes, there are numerous awards for all kinds of teams, and just make sure that the teams are able to give their best. The teams are able to get a great experience, and the teams are actually able to live by the principles of first, even while they're building the robot, as well as obviously during the competition. Now, generally, the team size is 8 to 12 is what we recommend. Of course, this year onwards, the rule has have completely changed, and then there is now no cap on the number of students that a team can have, which means a team can have even 5 students, a team can have even 30 students, or maybe even 50 or 80 for that matter. It is entirely up to the team to decide. And when I say the team, it is the students along with the coaches and the mentors to decide as to what kind of team composition they want. The age that is, kind of recommended is 12 to 16, but 18 years is also perfectly okay. So there are no restrictions on anyone till the age of 18, and of course, over 12 to be a part of the FTC program. Again, recommended grades will be 7 to 11th grade, or even up to 12th grade is perfectly fine. Generally, 2 to 3 mentors are required because there is that much of work, while one mentor could probably be focusing on the designing of the, on helping the team to design the robot, to teach them the CAD, how to do the CAD of the entire robot building and the mechanisms. The others could be probably for the understanding the entire electrical control systems and the programming, and another mentor maybe for doing the outreach, But these are only guidelines. There is nothing which says that you should have 2 mentors or 3 mentors or 1 mentor. We've very often seen that teams are, led by completely their own. Or on the other hand, it is completely mentors who drive the whole team and they do everything, So while it's a great idea to have a very good balance between, taking help from the mentors as and when needed, but making sure that the team gives their best, making sure that the team is able to put in a lot of effort and giving a robot which is to their satisfaction. And that's the key. Now, when we have the modular kit of parts that are available, it could be a Rev Robotics kit, it could be a Tetrix one, a Go Builder one, or it could be the open source. As I said, the control and communication. Now, all these Android phones, USB hubs, gamepad. So yes, gamepad is still there, USB hubs are still there, but instead of Android phones, now there's a control hub and an expansion hub, and all the related control systems, as per that. So there is an electronics module and the kit, which is a standard across the board for all the teams, meaning you cannot change this. This has to be used. But other than this constraint, everything else is fine. You can, completely change as per whatever you feel is appropriate in the team. What you will also need is a good workspace. So if the school or you have a community workspace wherein you can set up the play field, and you could also set up some storage space. Get a basic toolkit. Then this will be very, very useful. Now, of course, one thing you have to be a little careful is at times aluminum parts can be sharp. At times some of the hand tools that you use, you could get hurt. So make sure that you have a safety kit around and you use all these tools, very much in a safe way. Other things that the team is expected to do is do an engineering journal or a handbook. Okay, now this handbook again is now very well defined. Usually it is a 15-page document which documents your entire journey, starting right from how the team was formed, going through the different iterations of the robot designs that you went through, and finally coming up with the final robot that you made. And of course, it can also include a lot of outreaches that the team has done. Okay, so while there are very defined ways in which the entire engineering notebook is now to be designed, they're all there on the on the website. Maybe I can share some of these resources again on the group after the presentation. But it's a great idea to follow this exactly in the way it has been recommended, because this makes the life of the judges a little easier, and it helps them in finding the things that they need to look for in a team very easily. Please remember, judges are there not to reject or not to, kind of, give some kind of intimidation or negative things to the any of the teams. But judges are trained such that they work with the teams to make sure that the teams give their best. Okay, which means that the judges will never put down a team. The judges will never say that no, some of the things that you've done are not correct, or they're incorrect, they're wrong. The tone of the judges will always be very, very encouraging, and they will make sure that the team can give to the best. Okay, so that will be the role of the judges. By making a good engineering notebook, it will become a little easier for the judges to really help you give your best. Okay. Of course, there are options of fundraising, and a lot of other preparations can be done as far as the award categories go. The best part about FTC is all the students are participating in this program, and of course, along with the new mentors that join in, they all can explore creative ways to solve a problem. It is intense. It is very intense, as you must have already started realizing. But at the same time, it is a lot of fun, and it is completely based on sporting model. So all of these, when they come together, it's a very, very engaging program that you have on your hand. And of course, you build the robot, so that's something that all the teams and all the participants really, really love. But in completely building that mechanism for the robots, you are actually doing a lot of engineering process, which is applicable in the real world. uh, you will also do a lot of strategic thinking, problem solving, and team building skills, because these are inherent, or they are built into the program itself. So without any strategy, you will not be able to participate. Without any organizational and team building skills, you'll not be able to participate. Problem solving, obviously, you're going to do it on a day-to-day basis. Okay. A lot of life skills are built while building the robots. So, Dean came in, and the team, they always keep saying that it's not the team and the students who build the robots, it's the other way around. That is, it's the robots which actually build the students, and which actually build the team. What they mean is that while building the robots, team becomes very resilient. Team becomes so good that they're able to manage their time well. They're also able to overcome a lot of hurdles. So that's what they mean when they say that the robots are used to build the students, they are used to build the team. Now, when the team is ready to participate in the competition, they will obviously compete and cooperate. So when I say compete, yes, obviously it's a competition, so it's going to be cutthroat, and it's going to be putting in your best performance at the highest level. But you will find that at the same time, a lot of teams will be helping out each other. So this compete and cooperate, both are in coexistence, and they are not mutually exclusive. So this is a great, terminology, or this is a great philosophy of FIRST, and they have coined this as competition. It's a combination of the two words, cooperate and compete together. So they say it is a competition. And of course, there is a lot of gracious professionalism that happens, which means that every team learns to do their work at the highest level of their performance. They want to put in the best of the work. They want to showcase the best of the quality in everything that they do. This means that they are becoming highly professional. But at the same time, the team has to be very, very gracious, which means the team cannot start becoming very proud of their accomplishments. They cannot start becoming kind of rude towards other team. So graciousness and professionalism both are expected, kind of behaviors as well as the skills in anyone who participates in first. And of course, when you start documenting the engineering process, there is a lot of clarity. You will also have, something to fall back on in case something doesn't work, so that you could go back to the drawing board and come back with a better solution. One of the best things about participating in any first program is the support of the community that you will get. So whether it is some FRC teams, whether it is your own peer FTC teams or other teams, everyone will be more than happy to support you as a team. And of course, I'm sure you would have already started, or maybe shortly will start. Building anything is a great experience, and rapid prototyping only becomes very, very self-satisfying. The minute you try to drill one hole, or the minute you try to assemble some parts together, or you try to put together the electrical control system, nothing can give more satisfaction than seeing something in action, than seeing something, one of the motors in action. That gives a lot of amazing experience. And of course, on the tangible side, there are a lot of scholarships available for anyone who does this program, not necessarily who wins. So about close to $50 million in scholarships are available for a lot of participating students. And finally, yes, while doing all of this, obviously you're going to have a lot of fun. So of course, we at 6024, that is our FRC team R Factor, we host the FTC National Championship in India. We've been doing that for the good last 5 years now. We will also be shortly coming up with our masterclass, which is more like a last minute, kind of a help, which helps the teams in getting started. It also helps the teams in preparing well for the competition. It will give you kind of checklist, that you need to have at the last minute so that you don't forget anything. And of course, we'll be shortly starting with our weekly sessions. So every week there will be one session with our team in which we will set up a Zoom call. Any team who wants to join in can join in. We will take up one of the topics of interest to the teams, and a good 30 minutes will be devoted only to listening to the queries of the participants and trying to solve them, or at least trying to find solutions by connecting to the other teams. So that would be our endeavor, which most likely will be starting from next week onwards. And then, of course, whatever our team does as a part of outreach, we'll be very happy to have a lot of other FTC teams join us. So, for example, we have some of our team members who will be inviting international team members, who will be probably trying to, participate either in person or online. We're still working out on those details. But if your team wishes to be a part of those kind of outreaches, you're most welcome to do it, even if it means sharing some your particular expertise area in one of the robot building activities. You can definitely do this as a part of your own outreach. Yeah, so these are some of the links, which again, as I said, we can share after the, after I finish the presentation over the WhatsApp group that we have. So this is what we always say, keep building. When you build robots, when you build the community, we will have a lot of brilliant youth who will, become shining stars for the new age India that we are seeing. And, the next whole decade, in fact, probably the next whole century, belongs to this brilliant youth in India. So let's make the best use of these opportunities which come through, and hopefully, we will be able to make a great, great impact on not just our own communities, but also across the globe. So of course, we have this team which has been there for over 9 years now. 2025 is going to be our 10th year of existence for our team. We've seen a lot of teams, both partnering with us, collaborating with us, helping us, as well as we've been able to help them. We wish to continue this journey as much as possible. We wish to spread the awareness, and we want to make sure that everyone gets a great experience doing any of the first programs. Yeah, thank you so much. That was about first, and a little bit about our team. In case you have any questions, please feel free to share. In case you do not have questions right away, but maybe have at a later date, We are all a part of the WhatsApp group, so please feel free to ask all of those. A special mention to Bikaji. You've been really, really very, very enthusiastic. We've seen a lot of your posts coming in, and the way probably you're trying to engage, with the team seems to be really, really amazing. Please keep up this amazing work, and I'm sure Shaish is always there, to help you, to make sure that everything goes as planned, and whatever hurdles you face, we are all there to solve them. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for your patience and hearing us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nilesh sir. Amazing short presentation. I
Thank
would have
you.
the first question. So typically we have so many robotic competitions happening in the country now, especially in Goa. We have been doing so many.
Yeah.
What would be the difference between any typical competition vis-a-vis what FIRST does? So what would be that difference?
Yeah, yeah. So of course, first, as I said, it doesn't focus only on the robotics part. So though we call, First Take Challenge as a robotics one, or any of the first programs as a robotics program, uh, you know, there is a lot of, by design, the things that are built into the whole program are the ones that call for a lot of soft skills, which includes your leadership qualities, which includes your teamwork, which includes to manage great amount of time, which builds in your resilience. So you will find that while there are competitions which are meant to be robotics in nature, where you construct a robot and you play on a game field, uh, what differentiates first is that you have a timeline that has been given to you. You try to utilize those timelines. You try to utilize some of the resources. As in the real world, resources are always short in supply. As in the real world, time is always never on your side. As usual in the real world, you are going to face a lot of hurdles. And how do you really overcome all of these? I don't see any other program which is able to give you these kind of experiences that First and FTC does. Along with this, of course, as I said during my presentation, you're building an amazing community. So whether you remain, continue with First or not, the whole community that you're building over here is going to be phenomenal. They support you so well. In future, I'm sure that if some of you go abroad to study, or even if you are here in India, as the community grows, you will find that somewhere someone has done first. And even in your own actual careers, after your university careers, you will find that whatever you learned at first is coming in very, very handy. So some of the great 21st century skills which are so very relevant and so very needed are probably the differentiating factors of First, which no other program is yet able to give in the same form. And that too, it is so seamless. You will not even realize that you've already done all this. So that's the beauty of the entire program.
Can you give some examples when you say by design it is holistic? So some
Yeah,
pointers as to
yeah,
for us to
yeah,
understand.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. So one of the key things is that, say for example, you are trying to build a robot today. You're trying to make some small mechanisms. You're trying to build things together. Now you will find that if you run short of any material, if you run short of any supply, there are people who are going to give you, or they will say that, look, I have these resources, maybe I can share that with you. You will find that there are other teams who are willing to stretch themselves and give you a few resources, or maybe even their own time. Now, why should they be doing this? It's because the program itself is such that while the awards are given, whichever team does a lot of outreach and does impactful outreach, which means even supporting other teams, is definitely going to receive, kind of get nominated for many such awards. That is one part. The other part is, supposing, say, for example, you are trying to, build a mechanism, and you're trying to build a robot to overcome a certain, kind of uh, a mission that is there as a part of the challenge. Now, you will find that it is not always easy to do it. You will find that there are others in the team, or there are, the mentors in the team who are going to help you. So you will be looking up to them, and probably, in a great way, you will be actually learning from them and then implementing it. One fine day you've come across certain difficult situation wherein a very similar mechanism is probably required, or you will be able to recall it because you have done it hands-on. So that hands-on learning, the design thinking process which you will do while building the robots, is something which is built into the core of the program itself. Also, every team is kind of expected to behave or to make sure that they give their best forward, best foot forward. So it's not necessary, as I keep repeating, that you are making the winning robot or you're making the award winning robot, but whatever is your benchmark, you are able to achieve those goals. So no other program will give you this. Most of the other programs will give you a kit, or they will give you those kind of wired robots, which will be able to navigate through probably a trail or so. While they're great, well, they're good programs, but the experience that you will get here in design thinking, in building your own robots with the same kit of parts, you will see that every team has a very different design. So that is the great learning, and that is a great experience that you can have, which is very close to the real world experiences and your actual careers that you will be encountering.
I also like to add this point of how much weightage does a robot carry vis-a-vis everything else that do. So typically, when you talk about robotics, the whole focus is on building a robot, right? But I think first has a certain weightage which is not. So can you also elaborate on that point?
Yeah. So first, of course, is doesn't give like 100% weightage to the robot building experience, but they believe that while building the robot, the other things that happen along with it are the key. So that means when you build a robot, you are expected to document everything. So while you're building the robot, you are also expected to write down the trials that you've conducted. While you're building the robot, you're also expected to write down the hurdles that you face. Now, why you do this? It's very clearly because the robot game is the objective part of the competition. So there are certain awards which are there for the robot game. Okay, there you could be a part of the winning alliance, which obviously means that you're doing in a lot of teamwork. We are working as an alliance. But at the same time, on the other side, you have actually done very good engineering. Though your robot on that particular day on the playfield is not able to perform, but if the judges come and see that you have a very, very innovative mechanism on your robot, and the team is able to actually explain what were the different iterations that they went through, what are the different innovative, mechanisms that they built before they came up with their final solution, there will be many, many awards which are given to such teams. Along with this, there are awards for outreaches. So, for example, if a team starts raising funds to support other teams, it's considered to be a phenomenal outreach. If a team starts helping other teams in building, in helping them with the either the robots or providing them certain resources, or maybe even paying for their registration cost, all this is considered to be very, very good outreach. So there are certain award categories which are there for the team attributes, and which are there for the for these kind of outreach activities. And each of these, there is equal weightage. So if you see purely on the game, there is only one award that actually takes you through the to the next level of the world championship. That means when you participate in a game, the winning alliance, that means the two teams who win, they are considered to be the winners of the national championship. Now, even out of that, the captain of that winning alliance will only go to the next level. That is, they will be progressing to the world championship. You know, other than that, other things as far as the game goes, there is not many other awards. So everything is considered at, the winner of the team captain and the winning alliance will go to the championship. That means only the team captain of the winning alliance, only one team will go to the world championship. Now, on the other side, there are other awards, like as I said, awards for doing your engineering design, awards for doing a lot of outreach, awards also for showing a lot of gracious professionalism. Meaning, you may not have a great robot in place, you may not have done great engineering design, but as a team, you are able to gather all of the teams together. As a team, you are able to actually sustain and show that you are promoting this program to many, many other teams. And as a team, if you're able to show a lot of energy, as far as enthusiasm about this program goes, then you're eligible to even win the the awards which are there for the gracious professionalism in the outreach category. Now, only two teams progress. One is obviously the team captain of the winning alliance, and the other team that goes is called the is the first Inspire Award winner. Now, the Inspire Award winner is a team which is not necessarily has won the robot game. They probably do not have the best engineering in place. They probably do not have the best of the game, I mean, the outreach awards in place, but they are a team which is good in all of these categories. So while they may not be the best, but they have a very good robot. They have done very good outreach. They have done good engineering design. They have done a lot of good iterations. They're able to present themselves well, and they're able to show the impact very well. So this team is considered to be a role model for all other teams to emulate. And this team will be the winner of the Inspire Award, which is a subjective award chosen by the judges. Additionally, many, many awards are there for both, the robot design and the machine awards, and then there are the team attribute awards. So this is how typically you will differentiate between the two award categories also.
Yeah, I think now anybody else has questions?
Yeah.
Roy sir or Bikaji? Yeah, Yogesh.
Yeah, me. Yeah.
Yeah, I have these.
So having heard Nilesh talk about so passionately about what his environment, I'd like to hear from you. How have been your journey to AFTC?
You mean my
Okay.
journey? No, Nilesh sir's journey.
No, yours.
Mine.
Says, yeah.
Oh no, mine is a very short journey. Just 2 years ago, I started. So I have been part. I have my first journey was first for FLL. It was 6 years ago, in which Nilesh was the organizer, and we went to Bombay with my team. I think we were five of us, and our robot was one of the not good performing robots. But then Nilesh made it a point to give us a small award there as a, I don't remember the name, some award he gave us. That was the boost that we got. And from there on, that journey first started. We saw the value in what first meant.
Yeah, there was a
With
core
FLL.
values award at that point
Yeah,
in
core
time.
values award at that time, 6 years
So
ago.
I am safe to say Nilesh is first, you are second, and we are third in line.
Yes, very much.
So as in first, there is no ranking given.
No,
You'll be
I
very
know.
surprised. No, seriously, there are
Yeah,
no ranks
seriously.
given in first,
Right.
huh? So I must tell you this, Mr. Yogesh, there are no ranks given. Okay,
Yeah.
everyone is on an equal footing. Whether it is a rookie team which is just being formed yesterday, or whether it is a veteran team who's been there for 30 years, they're all on the same level playing field. Because when you come on the play field, when you build your robot, it doesn't matter. And the way things are changing and the way the younger students keep adopting this, it's a brilliant platform wherein all of these barriers which are there just collapse. So there are no such barriers. You come together as a fantastic community, and then you make sure that you are supporting and are pushing everyone. So I'll give you one very clear example why my team starts hosting, say, FTC in India. What is the motive behind this?
Okay.
Very clearly, yes, of course, it is that it becomes our biggest outreach because it's a part of the design of the entire
So,
the
so
first
let me
program
interrupt
itself.
here. What he
Yeah,
means, Yogesh, for your clarity, there's something called as FRC,
Okay.
which
FRC.
is bigger than FTC.
I
So
see.
Nilesh runs a FRC team.
Okay.
So as a part of FRC team, he organizes FTC.
Okay.
So
I got
for
it.
him, for FRC, this is an outreach activity. Organizing FTC is an outreach activity. So when he
Yes.
goes for the FRC competition, there it is claimed by his team that we organize FTC in India.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
suppose you help other team, you will go and claim. So it's a chain. It's like
Yeah.
an MLM. In your business term, it's MLM.
Fantastic. Good to know
It's a
this.
typical MLM
Yeah. Yeah.
term
Yeah.
in this
So,
space.
but this is like by design,
Yeah,
no? So
by
first has
design.
been very smart that by design they have done this. So you are compelled to spread the program. You are compelled to share it with many, many more teams. So it is like our Amway thing, right? You keep adding
Yeah.
more and more players, and then you can keep reaping those awards. But at the same time, somewhere down the line, you do realize that it's not just for the award that you're doing it. Genuinely, this program is so good that you really want more and more people to do it. And the best part would be that it's only when the whole community comes together, then the program starts gaining that real impact. Otherwise, there's no point in just having a couple of teams do the program. It carries no weight whatsoever.
Absolutely.
So this is where we have seen that over the years the impact has been phenomenal, and as the community grows, there'll be better and better teams which come in, and they get more and more opportunity to spread. The whole idea is how we can spread, how we can become many and many more, and how we can have this wonderful program having all the things being done in India itself. Otherwise it's an American program, very expensive. Okay. But how do we indigenize this program? How do we adopt it such that accessibility and affordability becomes, very easy for everyone? I think that's the goal. That's our larger goal where we want to have everyone experiencing first in some way or the other.
So in three places, I find a lot of commonalities between me and what kind of work that I am trying to drive in Goa. Three places I find common. So one is you say it's an American program. So I've been a part of an organization called JCI, which has been in America and spread across the world. And probably when I look at your presentation today and try to understand the dynamics of it, I feel, I mean, it's a similar kind of program that, even my organization JCI runs, but we are more in like soft skill development, only soft skill development. So over the past 20 years, I've been part of this, I've been, so man, just the way you're
No,
doing.
Yogesh, when you come to FTC, the focus is actually soft skill only.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Exactly.
robot part is very minimal. The whole focus is soft actually.
Yeah. So
When you
that's
actually come to a
what,
competition, you will see personal development is how big a part of
yeah.
FTC.
Totally. Your leadership qualities, the way you are managing difficult situations, the way you're surpassing those hurdles, and the stories that the teams tell the judges, that is something which is the crux of the entire competition. And that is what all the judges are trained for, to listen. It is a great platform wherein the barrier of that judge who's on a pedestal and the participant is shattered, it's completely
Yes.
broken. No, the judge must come down to the level of the participant
Too good.
and engage with them so that they can give their best. You know, so this is what we strive for. And of course, in our Indian context, this does become a little bit of a challenge, because the minute anyone gets the title of a judge, they kind of start, becoming a little elevated. So we need to sensitize the judges also, that they really need to come down to the level of the judges, of the participants, so that they don't get intimidated, and they are able to give their best performance. So the great learning that happens when you go to the US is that the judges are so fun, they're so much welcoming, that automatically the team start giving their best performance. So this is something that we have to strive for in India, and we want the judges to come down to the level of the participants and make sure that they give their best performance, whatever that is. It's not necessarily the best benchmark. It's
Yeah,
fine.
so I think that applies true for not only the judges, for even the mentors.
It's for everyone. It's for everyone. Yeah, it's for everyone. Unless you really come down to the level, see, they are kids at the end of the day. So if you can't have a pizza and a pasta with them, you're not going to break that ice. So you have to do that. You have to make sure that you kind of listen to that type of music also. You are also able to, kind of gel with them very well. You're also, we cannot become high-handed, whichever role you assume, the voluntary roles that I'm talking about, whether it is a coach, mentor, an actual volunteer or a judge. Now you really have to engage with the kids at a level where they feel comfortable sharing everything with you. Only then the team really comes together and puts in their best performance. And you are only a facilitator then.
Correct.
They will do
That's the
everything.
right word, facilitator being the right word. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do everything.
Yeah, I think I've had enough of today's presentation. Now it's time for action. And I'm happy Atul has joined, Shaunak has joined, Bikaji has joined. So I look forward for these people to carry on this, this क्या बोलते हैं,
the FTC
the
program.
journey.
And,
Yeah,
First,
the
first.
journey. Yeah. Or I'm happy that Sai sir allowed us an opportunity to interact with you, Nilesh. Though I've seen a lot of videos about FTC over the net and all that stuff, but having in funds and first of all, though मेरा वो abbreviation भी clear नहीं था. So now that's the first thing. I was just thinking why first. So maybe they were first, so that's why first. Abbreviation clear हो गया.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
No, it'll be great, Sage. We have to make sure that everyone on this meeting attends the FTC championship.
uh,
I mean, of course, along with the team, but yeah, everyone, so we'll have to make sure that, we do this, because that's when they will all be passionately following first and FTC, and that's how we'll have more and more teams coming in.
for me, it's an amalgamation of two, both the technology and the soft skill part. So that's
It
keep
is.
me on my toes. And yes, in whatever way I would want to contribute, I will definitely be happy to contribute. Yeah.
Great. That's great to hear.
Yeah, we have a raised hand.
Yeah.
Shirudkar, Atul.
He's on a mute.
Yeah. Hi, sir.
Shaunak, yeah, go ahead. Shaunak, yeah.
Gaji.
Totally.
Bikaji, yes, please.
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. So, what motivating words or tips would you give to a person who is starting their first journey as a mentor?
So, please take every day as it comes. You will find that first is very, very exciting. Just deep dive into it. Okay. Make sure that you are reading all the rules very clearly. They may seem a little boring at times because the manual is just too big, it's just too huge to really, really read. Uh, Also, very often you may not find, that everything that you need, there is an answer to it. You may not have all the answers, uh, immediately, but make sure that you are remaining connected with the entire community. You will find that you will get all your answers, and I can already see that you're already motivated. The team is already there. Just make sure that they are very, very happy, they're engaged, they do not get cowed down by any kind of hurdles. We are always there for you. Reach out to us whenever you need anything. More than happy, because you have a good thriving community. They'll all be standing by you. So you will find that there's a lot of motivation. You'll never be in short supply. You will find that you knock the door of any team and they'll be more than happy to help you. Just make sure that you read the rules, you read the manual very, very clearly, understand all the rules, look at a lot of videos so that you prepare yourself very well. You know, and it'll be a great experience. I can tell you that. No other experience can replace this life-changing experience when you really participate for the first time. And you're really going to have the best of the time. I can assure you that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, permission.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. Sir, I would like to focus on my section, means my area. Um, so I am almost falling in a village section, like not in a city or any urban area. And I think I should place this matter in front of uh, you all, because it is a it nationalized like this meeting, and so that it should be implemented all over the India, where village students and village participants also should get the opportunity to present themselves, because they got very hidden talent is there. And mostly I am observing that some events and some whatever competitions are mostly held in the urban area and city area. But there these village students are very not able to participate like
Yeah.
in that is suppose if that is in urban area, because I had some experience that um in last 10 days, the our village students